Go get them, Saki.
Yeah. That's a wrap.
So our wild plants here for our tinctures and salves is mullein, prunella, some yarrow, and a bunch of plantain. So
Will this work for jock itch?
This is the prunella, right?
yeah, that's the prunella, the hill all,
Self-heal.
self-hill. Drying it out for our Herbal Medic Training. Hey guys, Justin Williams here. It is day 30 here at Sigma 3 Survival School, and we are in the middle of Wild Crafter. We're doing Herbal Medic type stuff, doing some tinctures and salves, and we are doing wild edibles and how to cook them and prepare them and harvest them. But today we're out at the river, the creek, trying to collect some more vegetables and some plants, some stinging nettle and various other ones. And so, guys, thanks again for tuning in. We'll keep showing you some updates and look forward to hearing from you.
I thought you were talking like a chopping cleaver, like, that's great.
Oh, God.
Alright, so we got carrot,
Instead
pokeweed,
of cutting block, you need a cutting block.
milkweed, onion,
Cleaver and a spice.
rose hips.
Oh, okay. Good.
What's that over there?
That's corn salad.
Corn salad, clover, and this is violet,
What happened to all the mint that we picked?
stinging nettle.
Oh, okay.
These are fragrant sumac leaves, berries.
There it is.
This is the spiderwort.
What is this?
That is creeping Charlie.
What is this?
And what's the bitter crest?
Spice bush.
What's this far one? Bitter crest?
Hey, wait, can you put
This
that
is
back on
greenbrier.
there?
Greenbrier.
They added some more.
Can you throw that back on
Greenbrier. What do they add?
Throw that back on
I
there
want to
real
take a
quick.
picture too, just because it's
What's
good.
that one?
That's spice bush.
Spice
What are those? Is
bush.
that carrot?
Yes.
Yeah, can you move the
Carrot.
carrot off of the,
Cleavers.
Cleavers. They just
Move it
added
that way.
cleave.
You
Bull
move the carrot
thistle. Remove the outer leaves
you could eat that,
and
but you just
the
have to chew it
rind.
and spit it out.
It's got too
The
much
rind
fibers.
of the stalk, because you're going for the center of the stalk.
Juicy stuff.
Can I see it for a second? Remove that outer rind. You're going for the inner core.
So if you wanted to eat this, you just have to cut those leaves off.
Or boil them until they're soft.
Boil them until they're soft.
Could you just cut all the leaves off and eat this?
You could, yes, That part right there in the center is pretty tasty, and you can get to that pretty easy. Just
All right,
peel it
Josh,
down.
tell us what all is going in our salad here.
So we're putting some clovers, some violets, some rose petals, spiderwort, a little bit of creeping Charlie, and a little bit of greenbrier. Then we're gonna drip wine all over it.
Just scrape the white stuff into there?
Yes.
That I can do.
And putting the thistle in there too?
Yes, the thistle too. Did I not say that?
You probably did. I just didn't hear it.
Oh, and I'll throw in some gooseberries for flavor.
Can never have enough gooseberries.
Yeah, let's throw in a couple mint leaves too.
Mint leaves too.
Perfect. Add some flavor. Especially since most of them are down by about 1/10 of the size. Once you cook them. I do recommend cooking them for most things. They still will shrink down to.
You recommend getting more?
Exactly.
So on our salad over here, the main ingredient that we forgot to mention was corn salad. But also one of my favorites is the spiderwort that we're putting into it. Also keep in mind as you cook these vegetables, we're going to be eating the salad raw, but as we cook some of the others like the greenbrier and the stinging nettles and the pokeweed, it shrinks down to about 1/10 the size. And so when you're collecting wild edibles, keep that in mind, that you want to collect more than you think you need. And so it's always good to have too much than not enough. But also be conservation minded as you're harvesting them, to only take about 1/3 of the plant in the plant population in that given area, so that you're conserving that resource for future uses.
Does to me.
Processing out some onion by the fabulous Miss Shannon. Greg, what are you chopping up over there?
Corn salad.
Corn salad. I can never remember that one.
It's got white flour, little white flowers on it.
Yeah. Twos.
In tubes. These guys over here getting ready to parboil some pokeweed.
Still got to process the pokeweed too. Pull all the leaves off.
Some yummy pokeweed. Get it parboiled and have us some amazing food. What do we got going in the canteen there, Cyrus?
Got a little dandelion tea.
Dandelion tea.
Need a detox.
Richie sporting his Superman shirt.
That every day. If I had been.
Does finished wild edible salad with some spumante seasoning dressing. Added the corn salad, main ingredient, with some strawberries. Beautiful little piece here, especially with the little clovers. Have to try one of them. That's pretty good.
It's delicious.
Delicious. Freaking yummy. It's amazing how that spumante added so much. We had vinegar to it too?
No.
Just that spumante?
Spumante and olive oil.
Olive oil. Gosh, that's good. I could eat just that all day. Parboiled pokeweed. Got some
It's boiling.
meat cubes for our stew. About ready to throw on some veggies.
Oh, did you get your Jeep unlocked, Justin?
Yeah, I did with the. I used a shoestring or a paracord.
How'd you do that?
Jimmied it through the window and made a loop.
Have a shoestring the car before? It only works on older cars.
Yeah.
You ain't
I don't think his was old enough.
Yeah.
It's got a knob on it. All it needs is the knob on it.
Yummy wild edible stew. Definitely need to add some more wild edibles.
When you tie the loop on it, do you want the knot loop side facing the window?
You gotta play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to play with mine.
Get it in there. You gotta flop it around so you hook it.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah. Nice juicy one.
I have no idea.
Someone should eat that. I mean, those are delicious.
Here, pop its head off, don't you?
I never pop their heads off.
Where do you find them?
I cook it, of course.
Oh, cook it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want to eat it?
Yeah. You
You gotta cook it
first?
first.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to.
Here, I don't want to cook it.
I don't want to cook it. I was just gonna eat them raw.
There you go. Somebody will get the surprise.
Where do you find them? Josh, where do you find them?
Usually in rotten
Tossed
wood,
them in.
Just put the grub in the stew.
Toss them in this stew.
Yeah, I tossed them in the stew.
You did?
Yeah.
Someone gets it, they're lucky.
Yeah.
Bob
Like
gets it,
getting
you
the
better get another
tequila
lottery ticket.
worm out of the bottle.
There we go.
That should probably be enough then.
Yeah. That'll go good. Let's put it in the stew, baby. Put it in the stew.
Strain the water a little bit out of it.
It'll be good.
Did you have Josh tiller it?
Pokeweed stew, baby.
I don't think so.
Here.
Bone tool day.
First I want to, of course, scrape all the flesh as much as possible out of my way. So I'll use the other side, scrape. So for the burn, if I want this to break along a line, I need to carve a groove. That's not easy to do, It carves easy, but following a line is pretty hard. Luckily these bones are wet, makes it a little easier. Just start carving in a line where I want it to break.
And that's you're using that little
If you're out
nipple
in
that
the
you
woods
showed
and
us.
you don't have bleach, what do you clean the bones with?
The sun will bleach it.
Yeah, you don't
need
You don't have to clean the
I
bones.
just did that as a courtesy, so you guys wouldn't have to smell rotten. I don't ever do it.
Ants work really good for fleshing your bones for you. Set your bones on an ant hill, and they will clean all of the crap off of it.
Hey, we could use that marrow for something else too, couldn't we have?
It stinks. Yeah. There's lots of great pieces right here.
Okay,
There we
now
go,
I'm
there's
catching
good
it.
pieces.
Finally came over here.
Now how you shape it is you use everything you got. You got knives, you can be careful, of course, with your knives. When you're shaping, you can scrape. More than cut, you scrape with a knife. Flint flakes, and then when you got your finished piece, it's sanding. Now these bricks are simulating sandstone, so we're acting like we have sandstone here. Sandstone deteriorates a lot faster than bricks though, so I prefer concrete sandstone to any other. Sidewalks, you know, work great. All right, jump in. Someone can use these out.
Nice.
Created your personality, and you can create a different personality just as easy. You just have to work at it. Not, yeah, sort of.
So we worked bone tools today, and a lot of guys are doing different things, everything from awls to fishing hooks to bone needles to even a permanent bow drill spindle, and that you can replace out the tips. I decided that since really wanting to learn a lot more about arrowheads, that I would make an arrowhead out of bone, and so made a nice kind of a lancet type point. And bone's a little difficult to work with. It took me a little bit of trial and error to figure out how I wanted to work it. This is a deer leg bone, so it's not a real wide bone, so you're only going to get narrow arrowheads out of it. We also did some stone working with some flint knapping, and got a couple flint shards here that we were able to knap into arrowheads. Came out real nice, and they work great for arrowheads as well. And then my least favorite was cutting and making them out of cedar, and so we got some little cedar arrowheads here. I might be able to actually use these as like blow dart heads or something on these little ones, and then more of a lancet style one there. So let me give you a close-up of my arrowheads, and you can see what we're learning here at Sigma 3 Survival School. These aren't all mine. Some of these, the stone tools, were done by Josh, but you can still take a look at what we're learning out here. Like I said, here is the bone. I made that one myself, and like I said, it needs to be sharpened a little bit on the edges, but I think she came out real nice. Here's a nice obsidian piece that Josh flint knapped out, and I can't remember if this is one I worked on or not. We got stone tools and bone tools and everything laying around from working all the time. This is the larger, and surprisingly, even being wood, it's rather sharp, and the two smaller ones here, and like I said, they would work as well in a pinch. Kind of damaged the tip on that one, keeping it in my bag. But here's and these are just cedar that you've carved, and it takes a lot more patience than you might think. We also made some metal, steel broadheads that we put on some of our arrows so we can legally hunt with them. I don't have one of those here, but you just cut out the steel into the shape that you want and then file the edges down to make it sharp. And so do a lot of this work using the Mark Cutright Model 1, and great knife. Encourage you to check him out at Cutright Knives. And yeah, so bone tools, man. It's amazing what you can make with some bone, some wood, and some rocks. You can bust out some really nice pieces. I actually think I'm going to attach this one to an arrow shaft, just because I like it and I think it'll look cool.
Okay, so what I did here is I cut off the ends of this bone, I squared off the end there, I squared out the inside there, and then I cut an antler plug that fits in there. Now it's got epoxy on it. Hopefully it will, me pulling it out just now didn't mess it up. And that epoxy will dry, or you could use pine pitch, wrap it around with sinew, which I'm going to do in the crack just so the string when you're bow drilling doesn't go into the crack. I got to fill that gap. And then what I'll do is I'll put a wooden plug in here of a wood that works good for bow drills, like a cedar or yucca or something. And then with this piece of antler, I'm making a handhold that will fit up to that antler, and I'll have a permanent spindle for a bow drill.
Awesome. Got our brain tan solution in our hide. How many eggs we got in there, Cyrus?
I got about 15 eggs in here or so, give or take.
Trying to jerk you around.
Yeah, get a real low stance.
I'm not very strong.
No.
No, you're just pulling each other back and forth. You're supposed to. You're not going to hold it.
I see.
When I pull, you keep it steady. When you pull, I keep it steady for you.
Okay, got it.
So, move down.
Well, it's finally Scout Week. Day 32 will be in the morning, which will officially kick off Scout Week. We're over 4 weeks in, and the time has just flown by. 31 days gone like that. Been living in the woods. When I first talked about doing this, I never thought in a million years that I would make it and would be able to have it in me. But I did, and here I am, Scout Week. Probably not going to get too much footage, maybe some action cam diaries, but I really got to focus on bringing my A game so I don't get left behind. So I can't be trying to film a bunch of stuff. I need to get my task done, and you know, there's just a lot of things that I got to accomplish. It's not just living and surviving for 7 days with a knife. You're giving a task of over 10 things that you have to accomplish. Everything from creating like 10 feet of cordage, to doing a bow drill fire, to building a waterproof shelter, making a coal ember burn container, to making a rabbit stick, a spear throwing gig, have to harvest protein, and find clean water sources, and create all-night fires. So there's a huge list of tasks and assignments that I have to accomplish while I'm there. And what I've learned from my first 31 days here is the job's never finished. The shelter's never finished. You're always adding to it. I'm going to build a fire pit. I got to build a fire reflector wall. Need to be able to create some type of environment for me to dwell during the rain. I don't want to be stuck in my shelter the whole time. So I'm really torn on the shelter type, and to be honest, I'm less than 16 hours, probably 12, yeah, almost 12 hours away from ground zero, and I haven't decided what type of shelter I'm going to build yet. I have a couple that I'm thinking about. One's a modified lean-to, and I think a lot of it's going to depend on the resources that are available to me. And I think you can always have a game plan, but until you're there, until you're in the midst of it, and you realize all you have is a knife, yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to start off with a knife. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to figure out what I'm really capable of. And I'm really looking forward to it. So up to this point, day 31, I've tried capturing as many skills and videos as I can, but a lot of it is just a lot of my ramblings. And hopefully you've been able to gain some knowledge and insight to what I'm doing here at Sigma 3 Survival School. And I think if you were to be honest with yourself, that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought you were. And for me, I'm just I couldn't have done it without my team here. I have an amazing group of instructors and an even more amazing group of students that I'm training with. I get to help them every day, and that's going to be my greatest challenge, I think. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or naive and thinking I'm just awesome and I got my crap together, because I know I got a lot to learn. But one of my greatest challenges while I'm at Scout Week is going to be not being able to help the other students. And that's going to be hard when I see someone struggling or suffering or hurting and unable to get something. I mean, I can give them some advice, but I can't actually be any hands-on whatsoever. And we're going to be in the National Forest and connected with some private land as well. And so, you know, there's certain things that you can and can't do in the National Forest. Can't cut down live trees. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And because it's such a wide span of land, I don't even know who all I'm going to see while I'm out there. I may only find a couple people. But can't wait to report my journey and what I encounter and what happens. So wish me luck.